Hello.
We have immense double already. I'm trying to fix my cam, but you should hear me in the meantime, so it's fine. And apparently it's gonna work in this like order where the singles is last, right? But we are hoping that it's gonna be a bit faster right now than it was originally.
Yeah, it is. I've already started seeing tweets about the singles draw,
Oh,
but it's
okay.
but it's one of those draw days where you get, not a live stream, but photos of some journalists, random photos of the draw. It's one of those
Yeah.
days.
The camera is still not working. I'll be trying to fix it anyway. Let's talk about the men's doubles then in the meantime. That's actually pretty spicy at the very top. Borelli Vavasori playing Granollers, who of course is the second. Currently I think he's even going to be the world number one after this week. But he is playing Carreño Busta. Can he somehow save it? Borelli Vavasori, they made the final at Roland Garros. So it might be that Carreño Busta is just a little too weak right now for Granollers to carry him.
Yeah. How does the seeding work? Granollers is number 2 in the world, right? Or he was at the time of
Yeah,
the
but where is
cutoff.
Carreño Busta? But where is Carreño Busta?
Uh, yeah, their combined ranking with his protected one, of course, probably for seeding that doesn't count.
Yeah, I don't think protected counts for seeding. Although usually in doubles on the tour, men's sort of singles ranking also doesn't count for seeding, and in this case it does. So it's
Yeah,
different to that.
yeah, exactly. So world number 2 and number 1, no, number 1 seed will see each other in the first round. That's a draw, and
Exactly.
then on their half we have Fritz and Paul, the third seeds, and then second seeds Kravitz Put will play Medvedev Safiulin in the first round.
It's not too easy, I guess. They could
Yeah.
also play Red Bull Roger Vaslen. I think that was the final in Hamburg or the semis in Hamburg. Kravitz puts Red Bull Roger
Okay.
Vaslen. The final, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, that's one of I saw L'Equipe put Rebul and Roger Vasselin as one of the medal hopes. So yeah, they don't
That's
have.
bold. That's bold, I have to say.
Yeah,
I mean, they're fine, but yeah, they only started playing with each other in Hamburg. Clearly, they hit it off pretty well, but yeah, it's still no guarantee that they're actually going to go. Oh, can we see myself? Yes, finally.
here you are. Here you
Hello,
are.
hello, hello, hello. Where is Andy and where is Rafa? I think that's always going to be a big question here as well. Alcaraz Nadal playing Gonzalez Molteni round one. Ay, ay,
Yeah,
ay. But if they beat them, then the draw would open up.
yeah. Then what's the next seed? It's number 4, Krajcik and Ram. So they could face each other in
Yeah.
the quarterfinal.
Snehil Bopanna and Balaji are playing Rebul Roger Vaslen. It's not looking good for the Indians. They were obviously just demolished by Schneider Wallner in Hamburg. And yeah, this is not really a good draw for them, to be honest.
Okay.
Especially as second round, they would also have to face Kravitz Blitz probably. So yeah, like to me, looking at the draw sort of beforehand, I was kind of pointing to 4 like regular duos as the main favorites, which is Borelli
Hmm.
Vavasori, of course, Kravitz Blitz, Gonzalez Molteni, which yeah makes it kind of hard for Alcaraz Nadal, and also Mektić Pavic, who are the defending champions. I know they haven't played with each other for a year, but it's got to count for something, right? It's got to count for something that they were partnering for like what 2.5 years, picked up 17 titles. It's got to count for something. So I think they are also definitely a pair to watch here.
Did they play a tournament recently, like Krejcikova and
No,
Siniakova are doing now?
no,
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 they're
no.
just going in.
Yeah, they're just gonna play the Olympics.
So there's 2 kind of farewells, one definite, playing each other in the first round. Evans Murray against Daniel Nishikori. And if the winner will play Fils Amber Gile Fliegen, the winner of that section.
That's also a very dangerous pair, Gilavliegan, I have to say. Another
Yeah.
one who's been like, well, they probably have the biggest experience together out of all the pairings in the draw, right? I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
they've been playing with each other for like I haven't checked it, but like 7 years, I would assume. So yeah,
They're one of the few, maybe like 5, 6 teams who played with each other for a long time. So
Yeah,
there's not a
the
lot of them.
Tsitsipas brothers as well. Borges Cabral have a lot of experience with one another, even though this year they're actually 0-4. I also see the women's doubles draw in full right now.
Okay, let's skip to
Um,
that.
I can maybe send it on the WhatsApp as well, just
Perfect.
like I did the men's. And we can mention that. I see that there are also already some matchups coming out from the men's singles, but I guess we'll get to that when the draw is kind of full. Any sort of big storylines in the women's doubles? I mean, definitely less than on the men's with Murray and Nadal there. But I see Krejcikova Siniakova are playing the Chan sisters, which is pretty fun. I mean,
Hmm.
the Chans haven't played with one another for a while now as well, right? I think.
Yeah, they were playing with other people.
So
Let's see who we have.
I'm not sure when they last played actually. Yeah, 2013. Sorry, 2023 Wimbledon. So it's like Mektic Pavic. It's about a year that they haven't
About a
played with
year.
each other. So
Yeah,
yeah.
first seeds are Goff Pegula, and they play Australians Perez Saville, which is a good draw for them, I think.
Yeah, unfortunately, my camera is unplugged again. Yeah, my cable has been out. But yeah, Goff Pegula are playing whom?
Perez
Perez
Saville.
Saville. That's tricky, right? I mean, that's not.
You think so?
Ellen is like in the top 10, 15 singles.
Yeah,
Sorry, doubles, of
good.
course.
Yeah.
Suecia playing with Tsao. I think she also played with her this week to get ready for it. Of course, she's
Okay.
amazing, but I'm not really sure if um if she's gonna be good enough to really like hold up here.
Yeah. And then we have Errani Paolini, third seeds. They will play Ratliff, who just became world number one, I think, and Lulu Sun.
I think she did, yeah.
Yeah, good for Lulu Sun, getting an Olympic title, like as an Olympian. Kerber is also here, who's going to retire after this tournament, apparently. She's playing with Siegemund, and they're playing against Bolter Watson in the first round.
Yeah, I think it was announced today, right? That she was going to retire, so still
Yeah,
kind of fresh.
exactly. Yeah, she put it up on her social media.
It's a pretty dangerous duo, I think, out of the unseeded ones. Kerber Siegmund.
Yeah.
It's not the worst in the draw, definitely. And yeah, Rani Paolini, Routleaf Sun, that's actually one of the most interesting ones for sure in the opening round. I don't know if we already have any other draw. I mean, there's a lot of info right now about the singles. Okay, I can see the singles now.
Okay.
I will drop it to you as well. And then we can actually start talking, answering some of the questions that were there. But yeah, Nadal Novak second round is something I read earlier.
Yeah.
Didn't want to mention that sort of, but yeah, I just sent you the. It's both on the same photo. Djokovic playing Matthew Ebden, and that's kind of how they eventually fixed all that alternate problem with the fact that
Okay.
Murray withdrew Rune. They actually put in Matthew Ebden for I have no idea what reason. Like I don't know what the sort of the
I'm
criteria
guessing
was.
like the only alternates that signed up are probably doubles players who were just for their like
I mean,
Vavasori,
but
Habib
the others couldn't. The others couldn't. It's only the players that are actually in the draw that are actually in the doubles draw. That's
on
the
the
only
site.
alternates that could be there. Yeah,
Yeah.
like you can't since the 19th. I think if anyone withdraws, the next one of the list cannot come in.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
And also, there was that rule that basically the next alternate is the guy with the best singles ranking. But after Vavasori and Habib, that was out. Like no
Yeah.
one else had a ranking at the cutoff date. Robin Hasse
Yeah.
has a singles ranking right now because he beat Kolkov at Togenbosch qualies, which is super funny. But well, it wasn't at the cutoff date.
Yeah.
I think currently even we still have an alternate in the men's draw for whatever reason at spot 45, which is
Okay.
weird.
So that's gonna be whoever comes for Andy Murray, because that was very very last minute.
Maybe that's the reason, yeah. But I don't know who's gonna be in there. Maybe Hasse, but yeah, I have no clue why Matthew Ebden is the guy
Yeah.
who actually got in. I mean, I'm pretty sure he hasn't had a singles ranking in a couple of years now.
He has
Yeah.
a pretty good career high, although I think Hasses is higher. If that's maybe somehow the criteria that they could go for,
Yeah.
I really have no clue. But yeah, Novak, actually Nadal playing Fucsovics in the first round, and then Djokovic or Ebden. That's a big one. Could this be a banana skin, says Matthew? I know that Martin has pushed a lot of top players in the past, but probably not, right? I mean, I would
Yeah.
assume that Rafa gets at least one win, and after that, it's just like a free for all. I don't know.
Amazing. Amazing second round match.
Um,
Like you have to, they'll have to make us watch Olympic tennis. I mean, I love it. I don't need any motivation, but like Djokovic Nadal in the second round at Roland Garros on that site, it's a sight to behold.
Snehil Nagal is playing Mute, and then after that, he's going to be playing De Minor or Struff. Mute, obviously quite beatable. De Minor or Struff, less so. Yeah, personally, I don't care about Djokovic Nadal. Like the matchup has bored me for many years now. So yeah, I'll be in Porto
I
anyway.
love
So
it. I
any
love it.
sort of watching that I will do from the Olympics, it will have to be like something that really gets me going, and I will be putting it on my phone in the stands. So I don't really mind. But yeah, Fucsovics Nadal though, I'll try to watch that. Probably not Djokovic Evden because I don't think it will be a match. Arnaldi Fils again, by the way, they played at Roland Garros, right, in the opening round, and Arnaldi won in 4 sets. Since then, they kind of have been, well, their trajectories have been a little different. Arnaldi is losing, and Fils is winning his first ATP 500, making his first slam second week. So it will be interesting to see if that anything changes there. Eubanks Hassan, by the way, what a match.
Eubanks Hassan. Okay. All right. So that Hassan got the universality place. And thanks to him, Habib is also an Olympian now.
Yeah.
With doubles and in singles. So that's good.
Thanks to that, yeah. Dan Evans might get a win. I mean, he's playing Moes de Kargui. So
Okay.
that's pretty much the best draw you could get. Well, maybe Ebden, but pretty much one of the best. Bergs Tsitsipas was a pretty entertaining match at the Australian Open this year. Once, until the second set, where Zizou just started having like a bit of a heat stroke or whatever like that, and yeah, just didn't have anything left after the opener. Mahat Zhang, they have been playing a lot of doubles together. That's quite a good one too.
Yes, Zverev is playing Munar in the first round. I didn't realize Pablo Carreño wasn't playing singles. So thanks to that, thanks to him not using his protected ranking, Munar made it in the draw, I think, because he's the fourth
Yeah,
Spaniard.
exactly. Martinez and Munar were supposed to be the guys who were kind of, cheated out of it with Nadal and Carreño Busta using their PRs. But in the end, Davidovich Fokina withdrew, and Carreño Busta decided not to play singles. So yeah, that's what happened. And yeah,
Wawrinka
some
Kotov
other good.
also played at Roland Garros, this year's Roland Garros. Wawrinka Kotov.
Oh right, right.
In the first round.
Whereas Zverev and Ruud in the draw was, Matthew was also asking. Now we have the draw on the screen, by the way. Ruud is in the third quarter. Pretty good draw for him, really. I don't see any contender in his quarter. I mean, he's got Medvedev as the other seed and as the other high seed in his quarter. So Ruud actually could like very easily make the semis. Maybe France Rundolov will beat him.
Pedro Martinez could pull another Estoril.
All right, yeah. Right. But Martinez Ruud, of course, we both watched that match live from the stadium. The biggest win of Pedro's career. It was a phenomenal effort. Maybe, yeah, that will actually be pretty spicy if they face. Yeah. And who was the other guy? Yes, Zverev is in the second quarter, so the Djokovic half. And Mahat Zhang second round. I mean, it's not super easy for him there, but he's also pretty much the favorite to get to the semis, I think.
Yeah. The other
there's something more that I wanted to mention, but I don't remember now.
Harry Musetti and Fritz are the other seats in Zverev's section.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I guess we might just kind of swoop over to the women's right now.
Just Alcaraz has a nice first round, Hadi Habib, in his first round. And then Tabilo is the first seed that he might face. And then in his quarter, he has De Minaur.
Yeah, 3 There are like three pretty big favorites to make the semis, I think. Ruud, Alcaraz, and Zverev. And then the top quarter is more of a mess because you've got Tsitsipas, Fields, Djokovic, Nadal. Like
Yeah.
I think all of these players are pretty similarly. Well, Fields maybe less so, but still, as the most recent ATP 500 champion on clay, I kind of have to mention him. But
Yeah.
otherwise, these guys are pretty much the same to me at the moment. How long before
Okay.
a story gets mentioned? Yeah. No Zverev for Carlos, looking good for the Spaniard. Yeah, he does have like a slightly more dangerous draw, I think, than Ruud or Zverev, though. Like just in terms of the other guys being, every single round he can face someone somewhat dangerous. But yeah, still a big favorite to make the semis. And yeah, any thoughts on the women's? I mean, obviously the big favorite is Iga Świątek. She and Coco Gauff couldn't face each other in the same court in the same half. We once again have Rybakina in the same half as Świątek, but we will have to see if that even matters. Osaka Kerber is a match that will definitely sort of bring up some good headlines. Kerber retiring, but then we might get Rybakina Osaka in the second round.
Yeah. Yeah, Swiatek has who in her quarter? It's Danielle Collins and then Zhang Qinwen in her half. And then bottom half
Ostapenko
is
worth mentioning as well in her
where is
quarter.
she? I'm just looking near Swiatek because that's where she lands usually, and she's there.
Yeah.
Ostapenko. So she could be her, I guess, quarterfinal opponent, right? Yeah, because
Yes,
third round
quarterfinal
would
opponent,
be
yeah.
Schneider, and then quarterfinal could be Ostapenko, Collins, or Wozniacki, or other people. Probably not Wozniacki.
Isn't it literally, by the way, Roland Garros? Like, wasn't Ostapenko and Collins in the Świątek quarter as well there?
I think Wimbledon as well. Maybe Australian Open in some ways. Like she got very similarly looking draws this year. Świątek.
Yeah.
Noskova is also there in
And
her.
Noskova third round, right? Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
Noskova third round. That's true. It's again the same players for Świątek, really. And Rybakina in the semis, which always happens as well.
Yeah. Caroline Garcia plays Zhang Qinwen first round. That's
good.
That's good for the French. They have
Not for either
matches.
player. Yeah, not for either player. But that's good for us as tennis fans.
Yeah, Diampari could play Swiatek in the second round. That could be a fun watch.
Sure. How about that other half? I mean, is Coco just like the overwhelming favorite here? Kind of looks like it. I don't think she's losing the first two rounds. Maybe she could lose to like Clara Tauson or Bianca Andreescu.
Yeah, she has
it's
Sakkari in
then
her quarter. And then Paolini and Pegula are in the same half, the other top seeds. So yeah, Coco, or could Paolini continue her run? I mean, she is the finalist from Roland Garros.
Yeah, but like looking at this half, I really don't know who Coco is gonna lose to. Last three editions of Roland Garros, worth remembering, she only lost to Iga Świątek. All three of them, the final, the quarterfinal, and the semifinal. So,
and she's having the time of her life. She loves Paris. She's gonna be the flag bearer. She's putting a TikTok every hour. She's having fun.
Yeah, the flag bearer alongside LeBron James. Krejcikova, the Wimbledon champion, maybe she can do something. Obviously, she's won Roland Garros as well before. She is kind of like hidden in this draw when I was looking at it, but now that I'm kind of glancing at it more thoroughly, she might actually be the favorite to win that third quarter.
Yeah, she's the top seed as a third round opponent, and Pegula picked the short straw, so Pegula could play her, I think, in the third round.
Yeah.
And then in their section they have Paolini and Haddad Maia.
That is not easy for Pegula or Haddad Maia or Paolini, really. I think Krejcikova might be an interesting call here. Has she played any singles events since Wimbledon? I don't think so, right?
Did she pull out of Prague this week? She's definitely playing the doubles.
I mean, Noskova was the top seed, so
So probably she pulled out of singles and just
But that's probably like 2 weeks ago or something like that. I don't think she pulled out like recently. She probably pulled out, after she
Yeah.
won Wimbledon or something like that.
And she
But
had
yeah,
this
she's only playing the
big
doubles, yeah.
strap on her arm yesterday in the doubles match, so she's probably
Ooh,
trying to rest as much as possible.
okay. Good info. I was not watching that.
And they were playing Zeynep, so that's why I was watching.
Okay, that makes sense. I think they're gonna be in the final because Xie and Cao pulled out, and they're
Yeah.
gonna play a pairing that it actually could be Matek Sans and Shafazhova. So,
Okay.
it could be a couple of former doubles world number ones in the final
There's
against a couple of other former doubles world number ones.
Yeah. In the top half, there's a good first round match. Mukhova against Fernandez. And
Sure.
they're in
How is Mukhova doing this week? No, last week, right? She lost to Kinven in the Palermo final. So I guess this week she's probably not playing.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's a quick turnaround for the players who are playing this week because the first rounds are Saturday and Sunday. So it's not even Monday.
Okay, that's an interesting comment there. But yeah, anyway, yeah, you're right, obviously. But the WTA Tour is wrapping up on Friday this week, so they will be able to get there in time. Umag and Kitzbühel, they end on Saturday, so it might be more of an issue for some players. But I'm pretty sure they can just schedule their round ones for Sunday. But yeah, it's definitely a tight schedule this year with the Olympics involved.
Gokap, I just want to say something. That when Damien said that, he was talking about the live chat, not your comment.
No,
Yeah,
I was
I
not talking about your comment. Yeah,
There was a very curious comment in the live.
You were swift with the action. All right. Yeah, it's a fun event. I'm curious how like different players are gonna treat this. Are some of them coming in with like, yeah, I just want to get the Olympic spirit, stay in the village and leave, or how much they want it? I'm curious to see that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure Iga Świątek will want it like the most of all, really.
Yeah,
And that's
I
going to
could
be
see
wild.
it in
Novak Djokovic as well, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
But actually, I think that Novak's motivation will be a little different than in the previous editions because, well, of course, it's always been a thing that he doesn't have that gold medal and stuff. 2016, he definitely cared so much when he lost to Delpo. 2021, he definitely cared so much as well when he lost to PCB and Hachanov. No, it's Zverev PCB, sorry. But when it comes to this year, because it's not been going too well for him, is he going to be just like maybe a little treated more as like a normal event, or maybe he's going to have even more hunger because he kind of just wants to win anything this year?
Yeah, I'm not sure. There's, like you're saying, that there's a lot of things that are not normal for a normal Djokovic season, and he kept mentioning also at Wimbledon that this is where he got injured, so he's gonna return to the site where he stopped playing for like, I don't know, 2 weeks. Not a big not a big break, but he did have the operation after pulling out of the quarterfinals. So Roland Garros.
He wasn't happy with the court conditions as well, sort of, right? And how they were like he blamed the injury on how they were preparing the courts.
Yeah, exactly. He was saying there was something before the tournament, but it got worse during he played 9 hours in 2 matches. It's going to be different. It's going to be best of 3. So that's another dimension. But yeah, I think he's pretty motivated. I don't remember him saying the same objective over such a long period of time. Keep repeating it. So I think he'll have the hunger. For Iga, I saw it in her eyes when some reporter asked her at Wimbledon why, or like how she opted out of Olympics, and she was like, "No, I am in the Olympics." So I think
Yeah,
she's
I
gonna be
think when
motivated.
you remember how she lost to Badosa in Tokyo as well, and how distraught she was after that,
Yeah,
it's pretty clear that this is an extremely important event for her. I think in general we in Poland have like put a lot of meaning to the Olympics, which in tennis, of course, some players just don't care about it whatsoever. Maybe they're right. I mean, I definitely don't think it's as important in terms of tennis legacy, maybe as a Grand Slam. But still, like there are some players who literally built their careers, they
yeah.
built their legacy on it. Monica Puig, of course, to a lesser extent, like some randoms like I don't know Arno Di Pasquale or someone like that, Masu Gonzalez, So yeah, I definitely think that it's still huge, and it seems that for her personally, because of probably also the culture that she was brought up in, it's just massive. So
And
it's maybe even more pressure than she had on herself
she,
at Roland Garros.
she has her father is an Olympian, right? She has Olympians in the family.
I think so. I don't remember what his achievements were, but
I
I
think
think he
he
was like
was
a rower or something like that,
rower.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
rowing. I think so. Yeah.
I mean, if that must be an extra, for the motivation. If it's in the family that you want to continue it. But
Yeah,
yeah,
he
medals.
placed seventh at the 1988 Summer Olympics.
Okay.
88, that would be Seoul, I
So,
guess. Yeah,
so yeah.
Seoul. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. What else? Let me look. Maybe did we see the mixed anywhere? I guess that's the only draw that we haven't addressed.
Yeah. I haven't seen it.
I'll check the account where I got all the other draws
Okay.
because, well, actually, the mixed draw it won't be shown there because there's some issue with the system, but soon it should be out as well.
Yeah.
That's what they say there. So
Yeah. It's only 16 teams. It's a smaller draw for mixed, of course, as everywhere else. But Nishikori is playing full on. He's playing 3 events.
Nishikori is playing 3 events.
Isn't he? Yeah, he is.
Wow.
He's playing singles, doubles with Taro Daniel, and mixed with Anna Shibahara. Medvedev is playing with Mira Andreeva. That's a fun duo. I think they played at the exhibition last year together.
That's kind of ambitious from Mr. K. Mutay is playing Nagaldron. That's why Snehil is talking about it. Yeah, obviously, I mean, cannot be sure about Mutay at all. Like, it's a 50-50 match at best for Sumit, I think. But it's still very winnable. Second round, though, is tough. But yeah, Nishikori, that's very ambitious, playing 3 events. All things considered, how often he's withdrawing from stuff and how anytime we see him, he's kind of, especially this year, because last year he was very good during the comeback, but this year he's kind of in like this holiday mode. And, it's well, he's winning. He's still like winning sets matches purely on natural talent. But what is the WTA draw, Nurlan? I don't know if you can show it on the screen again. That's to our producer, but yeah, basically we have talked about it. Goff and Swiatek. Well, Swiatek doesn't have it easy as usual. She has Noshkova, Ostapenko, and Collins in her section, but Goff has a very nice draw to make the semis / the final.
Thankfully, someone put it on Wikipedia, the draw, so you can check them there as well.
Is the mixed there already? Or
mixed is not there yet. No.
Okay.
Just the singles. Yeah, Vekic is playing with Pavic in mixed. There's Shinyakova Mahach, Zhang Qinwen with Zhang Zhizhan. Coco is playing Taylor Fritz. So that's not. They didn't
Yeah, I
pick.
haven't really looked at the entry list even, to be honest. I think mixed is just like a total. No one knows what's happening in there.
Rybakina Bublik. That's a team I wasn't expecting.
It's a good one, yeah. They might actually go far, I think.
So Bublik is another person who's playing 3 events.
Bublik, is he? Oh no, he's playing with Nedovyesov, right? That's actually
Yeah.
might be a surprisingly good doubles pairing. I mean, Bublik famously almost won Roland Garros 3 years ago with Andrei Golubyev. They
Yeah.
were serving for the match. I don't
Yeah.
remember if it was Golubyev's serve or Bublik's, but certainly with Nedovyesov right now, he's obviously better than Golubyev is at the moment. I don't know if better than Golubyev 3 years ago, but yeah, maybe it could be a great team.
Yeah, I didn't realize Nedovyesov is top 50 in doubles.
Well, I think he's been a bit higher even.
Yeah.
I don't think he's at his peak at the moment. Although, I don't think he was like top 20, definitely not. But yeah, he's been doing well. 38 is his career high, 54 at the moment. This year he won. Oh, I mean, of course, he won Estoril. Lest we forget.
Yep.
Estoril. It's the second
18 minutes.
Estoril mentioned. The first was at 14 minutes. The second is at 32. We don't have the mixed draw yet, unfortunately.
There's not even a section for mixed draw on the ITF official website. It's just men's and women's, and that's it. You gotta love ITF when it comes to these. But they did
Maybe
upload
they just add the section when they upload the draw. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hopefully it will be sometime soon. There's a question on Twitter that I just saw: who's gonna be more displeased with the draw, Djokovic or Nadal? Probably Nadal. Still, I mean, I don't know. Djokovic kind of feels like a guy who would maybe relish that sort of opportunity. Still, I just think,
yeah, definitely. I mean, Nadal is playing in Paris. If he's gonna play 3 matches, it's gonna be against Zverev, Fucsovics, and Djokovic. Imagine, that's not what he would have wanted, I think.
Yeah, you mean the along with Roland Garros against Zverev? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, this is also Roland Garros, but yeah, we know. I know what you mean. Okay. Hopefully we get them mixed soon. So yeah, I mean the favorites for the women's, I think after the draw they remain the same. It's Swiatek over the rest of the field, but she does have a tougher draw than Goff, that's for sure, and they seem to be the 2 biggest contenders. Maybe Coco's sort of stock has gone up after this draw. I think so.
Yeah, why not? One thing I was looking out for was could we get a Osaka Swiatek rematch?
Yeah,
but they're a bit far away. I think Osaka would need to make semis in order for that to happen. But yeah, that's a bit.
Yeah, that's right. Because Naomi is playing Rybakina in the second round if she wins against Kerber. So yeah, it would be the semis if we get that. Yeah. But maybe we'll get another Naomi Osaka in the second round against a high seed and another crazy match. Who knows?
Yeah.
That actually is looking like a real possibility at the moment. And on the men's, has anyone sort of gone up in your mind in terms of the potential contenders? I think prior to the start of the event, we probably would be thinking mostly about the top 4 of the rankings, but of course Sinner withdrew. Plus, I guess Tsitsipas Ruud is just like this common clay court package.
Yeah.
And yeah, Kasper's stock probably has gone up, I would assume. And Stefanos, I kind of like his chances. I mean, well, it's that tough quarter, but is he really that much worse than Djokovic at the moment? Is he not capable of beating him on clay? I think he might be.
Yeah, he plays Bags in the first round. He could play Baez, Monteiro in the third.
Monteiro, Madrid this year, 6-4, 6-4 over Steph.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I couldn't even say Baez, because Monteiro is doing stuff this year, and they're playing each other in the first round. So whoever comes out of that probably will go to the third round. Yeah, after that is the big match for Tsitsipas. After those 3 matches, yeah, it's a tough draw, I think, for him. If he got somewhere near maybe Ruud, I would increase him like in for the chances, but yeah, it's got to be Alcaraz probably because yeah, Zverev, Djokovic, Nadal are all in the top half, so it's making things easier for him for Alcaraz.
Yes, Nurlan Krejcikova is playing. She's in the Coco half and might actually be a very good contender to maybe meet her in the semis. I mean, could she beat Pegula? Could she beat who else was in there in that section, like Haddad Maya or something like that? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Although Gokalt mentioned that she had a lot of tape yesterday when she played the doubles with Siniakova. Is she also going to be playing mixed, or is it just Siniakova Mahac from the Czech Republic?
Yeah, it's just.
I guess it's one team, right? Or no,
exactly.
actually, in Tokyo
One
it could
per-
be.
Yeah, there's one team per country here.
Okay,
Friday.
because that must have changed because in Tokyo there was a Russian final, right?
That's right. You're right.
Vesnina and Rublev Pavlyuchenkova.
Yeah, you're right. Now here there's
The
just one.
Russian final in the mixed and all Croatian final in the men's doubles in Tokyo.
And I didn't realize in singles they had a rule that like players from the same country couldn't be in the same quarter or half.
It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy, but I guess
probably
it makes
quarter.
sense.
Because
well, it depends on how many of them are there, I think, right?
Yeah, if there's 4 players, you cannot avoid it.
If there's 2 of them, then of course they can be in separate halves, but if there's 4 of them,
yeah,
then it will be pretty tricky. So Nadal and Alcaraz, they can only play in the final.
Exactly.
I'm kind of laughing, but maybe. If Nadal beats Djokovic, there's gonna be a lot of people out there saying, "Oh, he's surely winning this."
I'm seeing a photo, a tweet saying with Zverev, no knee brace. I didn't watch him in Hamburg, so I don't know if the brace was still on.
He had the brace, yes.
Okay.
But in Hamburg, he was still struggling a bit. Yes. What I mean? So where is he now without the knee brace? Is it like practice session?
Yeah, okay. In the practice court.
Okay. Still don't see the mixed draw.
Yeah.
They published all the important draws, so who cares about the mixed, right? Like it's we should be used to this.
Yeah, and mixed was even before singles, I think. So it just got lost in the way.
Yeah, now they just don't care.
Yeah, I'm seeing LTA is posting some stuff. Yeah, they're posting, I think, their first round opponents.
But I don't think mixed was involved in it, right?
No, you're right. Yeah, mixed is not even there.
Yeah, I saw that tweet. It was like a pretty big list, and I was also scanning for mixed, but yeah, unfortunately, I don't think we will be able to see the mixed draw for now. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I haven't.
Poor Matthew Ebden. And also, who's that alternate? For for who? For Murray, right?
I think they're gonna go like they're out of players with singles rankings.
Yes.
Or Pablo Carreño. But there's already 4 Spanish people. Yeah, and there's already 4. Yeah, there's no more players with singles rankings left. So
I mean, Ebden doesn't have a singles ranking either, and yet they.
Doesn't he?
No. I mean, I don't think so. I wasn't doing the research myself.
Then? Because it doesn't make sense.
Actually, no. But no, I mean, he hasn't had a ranking since like 2 years. No, I don't think he can even use protected. His last singles points were over 2 years ago.
So, yeah, I don't get this. Yeah.
Me neither. Hasse has a ranking right now, but he didn't have at the time of the cutoff. So maybe it's just going to be him. I think that would be relatively fair. Like out of the singles guys that are there, Doubles draw, Julie, we have the doubles draws we have talked about, but the mixed is what we haven't seen yet. In terms of Hase, like he could be actually one of the best options out there, right? In just giving us a competitive match, I think.
Yeah.
Some people were discussing Petros Tsitsipas.
Sorry. That may just make me laugh. Come on, singles.
He made a 25k final once in Ajaccio. He got a lot of wildcards to ITF and Challenger events as well.
Yeah.
I don't think he's had a ranking since May 2023 or something like that. So
Okay.
Pavlos
Rajiv Ram,
Tsitsipas, maybe
Oh.
they could invite Pavlos Tsitsipas, you know.
the third one.
Pavlos has a ranking 1,200 or something like that, but he does.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like Hase is the only player who used to be like singles player until very recently.
Bolelli as well, but Bolelli, you know, is even more prehistoric by now, I suppose. Bolelli hasn't played singles even longer than Hase. So. But their career highs are similar. They might be the best two players there. Pavlashek as well hasn't played in like 2 years, but was a top 100 singles in like 2015 or 16. Yeah. So there are a few options. I mean, neither of them realistically will give a competitive match, although they are facing Sebastian Ofner. Like Sebastian Ofner on a bad day. Sebastian Ofner on a bad day could lose to a lot of players, I think. So.
Yeah, I don't know how they selected him. Yeah, you're right. Now somebody just added on Wikipedia as well, Matthew Ebden, not ranked, but he made it to the Olympic singles draw.
Yeah, and we still don't know who's going to play Ofner. So there's one more alternate that's going to be either there or, well, and actually we know that they will add somebody, but because if there was a bye, then they would start with Novak. So
someone tweeted the mixed draw. I'm sending you
nice.
the tweet.
Great stuff. Can talk about the mixed, probably then have some concluding thoughts.
So Zigemund Zverev, top seeds, open against Shinakova Mahach.
Wow.
Tough start. And then they play the winner of Garcia Roja Vaslan against Shibahara Nishikori.
And then in Garcia Roja Vaslan, I'm pretty sure they've done something in mixed, right? Already.
Yeah, I think they played before. I feel like.
But yeah. Didn't they? Maybe they went deep even in Tokyo. I'm not sure. But I think so.
And then in their half, there's Goff Fritz playing against Rybakina Bublik in the first round. That's also fun.
Yep.
Watson Salisbury against Dabrowski Oje Aliassime.
Rani Vavasori against Andrieva Medvedev. That's well, I don't know how competitive it will be, but you know, this is mixed doubles, like everything can be competitive.
Exactly, anything can happen. Tsitsipas Sakkari playing against.
No one trains for this really, so yeah.
Yeah, we got Greece against Netherlands in the first rounds. Tsitsipas Sakkari against Kulov Skurs. The Dutch must be the favorite of that section, right? But like you said, anything can happen in this draw.
Yeah, Kolhov's form this year is a little off. I don't know about Demi, to be honest. Kolhov is retiring at the end of the season as well, but I guess he could be like sort of very motivated to go out with the big stuff here. Nurlan, that's a ridiculous question. I mean, it's Yamrichova by like 30x, more or less. I'm sorry, Linda, but no. It's surely Yamrichova.
I would have guessed like Swiatek would play with Zielinski when Hurkacz withdrew, but is that not possible, or do they just not?
It's not possible because Jan is not at the Olympics at all. It's all these sort of like, again, qualification criteria, and this might actually not be possible because of the International Olympic Committee as well. They have all these quotas, right, and stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, because Zielinski is not in the men's doubles, and he's not in the men's doubles because he's got no other partner he could qualify with besides Hurkacz, then that's why he can't also play the mixed. It's total BS. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. He
just won 2 mixed Grand Slams this year.
Yeah, Actually, there are two players who won 2 mixed Grand Slams this year, and neither of them is in the draw. Both Swiatek and Jan Zieliński, right? And
Such a shame.
yeah, I don't know if that's how it should work. Obviously, no one from Taiwan at the higher level right now, but could they invite like a Chun Sin Tseng or Yu Siu Su for Sue? Maybe. And Swiatek Zieliński, I mean, WTA #1 in singles, great doubles player as well, and it's just a bit of a joke, but
yeah, the Aussies, Perez, Ebden, they're the second seed, and they will play against the Spanish team, Sorribes Tormo Granollers. And then the winner of that match plays against the winner of Vekic Pavic against Zheng and Zhang. So it's Croatia.
That's the best team to watch, right? That's the best team to watch, I think. Z, I guess.
Exactly, the Z team.
Yeah. I mean, Kinven only has one Z, and Zhang Zhang has 3, and he likes to sleep as well. So I guess ZZZ is more of a factor in this team than Kinven, but still, we can call them the 4Z or the ZZZ team.
So I'm just curious about when they're going to play, because this should begin later on. So mixed is, not that late. Mixed is starting as of Monday and then finishing on Friday. But the singles start already Saturday or Sunday. So the first rounds will be played then. And then next Saturday is the women's gold medal match. Next Sunday is the men's gold medal match.
So Sunday is the men's gold medal match and women's is Saturday?
Exactly. And they play the bronze medal matches just a day before.
Oh, right, because there's also bronze medal matches. I almost forgot about that.
Yeah, and there's there's 2 days between semi and the finals because of the bronze medal match.
Yeah. Yeah, for some players, if you go deep in all 3, this will actually be a very busy event. Maybe the fact that Swiatek is not playing the mixed will actually help her out in the singles,
Yeah.
Okay, Nishikori playing all 3, that's ambitious, but he might as well lose all 3 matches.
All 3.
Like it's not unrealistic. Yeah. So we're gonna have like 9 days of Olympic tennis action then, I guess.
Yeah.
From Saturday, from this Saturday to the next Sunday.
That's right. That's it.
Cool. Some big draw on our screens as well. But more or less, I think we've covered it. Any sort of big thoughts left from you, Gokop, on any of these 5 draws that we just discussed?
Yeah, no, nothing new, but just to sum up, I'm very curious about Djokovic Nadal because of the name of the match and the round that they're playing in, and Djokovic wants it so much. And Nadal said he was very sad to miss 2 Olympics when he was playing well, like when he was good in London and Tokyo, he said. And he loves these team competitions as well, like a lot of the players.
Still like unbeaten in Davis Cup for the past 100 years, right?
Exactly. Yeah, Swiatek, Coco, can she do something? And then is there gonna be like a random story like Puig? So I'm curious to know. I'm not hopeful on that, but yeah, I'm curious to see.
Fucsovics is who Nadal gets, Jane. Fucsovics and then Ebden or Djokovic. Surely it's gonna be Matthew Ebden.
What about you? Any thoughts?
Personally, my excitement for the Olympics is brought down a bit by the fact that I will not be really watching it that much, given that I'll be in Porto from Sunday morning, really. I'll still try to catch, of course, some of the early rounds, definitely. Perhaps keep up with it as the week goes on. But yeah, I mean, men's draw, I don't think outside of Djokovic Nadal, anything that's spectacular has sort of appeared. I think the men's doubles, that's actually an event that I'm very excited for. but it's also so even. Like there are a lot of simply random pairings in there that I could easily imagine still going deep or maybe even winning.
Yeah.
That I don't feel like the draw has really impacted any chances there. I do think that the women's event is like getting more about two players than one player right now. But of course, if they meet in the final, that one player, that original number one player for this event, will still be a huge favorite given their history. But it's worth remembering that Coco hasn't lost at Roland Garros in 3 years to anyone but Iga. So she could be hoping that someone will get her out, and maybe the chance opens up then. And yeah, all in all, a bit of a mess with the draw. It's a shame we don't get this like in any stream version, because clearly the cameras are there, the people are there, but as usual, tennis decides to do it like almost behind closed doors, which is
Yeah.
just a bit of a joke. But what can you do? Andy Murray, you also could have withdrawn 10 minutes earlier or 20 minutes earlier and spare us a bit of the delay and the mess. Like, you knew
Exactly.
already from this morning that you weren't going to play. I mean, come on, mate.
This year he
But
took his time with the withdrawing. At different events, he took his time.
Would Rohan Bopanna and Matthew Ebden on the singles court, would they beat Novak Djokovic? I'm actually not sure. If he gets the whole doubles court to hit it and they only get the singles, I think Novak could beat them.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm
And
curious
Rohan
who they're
probably
gonna
hasn't
pick.
played singles in like 8 years.
And I'm just curious who they're gonna pick and how they're gonna pick it. Probably I will never get the answer for that last alternate spot in the singles draw. It's one of the biggest events for some players, not for tennis in general. Of course, there are Grand Slams, but we don't know who's gonna play because a lot of players are in Washington and Atlanta. And they have not been invited or something. So let's see who's going to be the alternate in the singles draw.
Yeah, I don't know how this works really. Like, I know that some people say that this is like a very specific thing to the Olympics because they have to fill out these quotas for the national committees and stuff. But I don't know. Is it really ever a thing in some other competitions? I mean, maybe you should just get buys. And if someone pulls out in men's sprint, for example, no one runs for them, right? Or like maybe they pull in a reserve or something like that. If someone pulls out in table tennis, I haven't seen any BS like this. They have free players generally from all countries because they appear in the team events, and only two can play in the singles. So that reserve gets in there. I don't know. Tennis seems to be like the only sport where this is a bit of a mess. And yeah, I still have no clue how Matthew Ebden was actually the first alternate chosen. Well, not the first, of course. Vavasori was the first because he one of the Italian slots got opened up by Sinner, and he had a very high singles ranking as well. Hadi Habib was even earlier, but that's a topic for another day as well. But yeah, I still have no
At
clue what
cutoff date, Vavasori is higher ranked.
Dan Habib, yes, but he couldn't get in because there can only be 4 Italians in the men's singles draw, right? So that's why Vavasori went in when Sinner withdrew and not when Hurkacz withdrew.
Of course, yeah.
He basically became the 4th Italian instead of Sinner.
Sure, of course, yeah.
And with Ebden, I really don't know what to say. There's literally zero logic for his inclusion, just like there's zero logic for any other players from the doubles list. Like, it just doesn't exist in the rule book. So I really don't know.
We'll see.
Djokovic draw good apart from round 2 Rafa? Tsitsipas quarter?
I don't think so.
Feels in round 3 as well. Yeah, I don't like this Djokovic draw at all for him, other than round 1, obviously.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
As you say, he's on the opposite side to Carlos, but that was a guarantee. Like, that's not really good or not. Like, that's something that had to happen. But yeah, round 3, round 2, round quarterfinals, that's not easy. No, not on clay and not this year. Come on. I think you're still sort of operating in the Djokovic 2022 and Stefanos 2021 scene. And I don't think that's really the case there. Who is playing on Team Italy? Who's there? Cobolli, Arnaldi, Sinner. No, not Sinner anymore. Vavasori and someone else, I guess. I don't know. Is it Darderi? No.
Darderi, yeah, Darderi is playing.
Right, because
before.
Darderi is playing in the doubles as well now with Musetti instead of Sinner. So yeah,
Exactly.
he lost to Stefan Clay. Well, no, but he was very close to. How many times did they play each other in Clay? I don't think they've played much. All the round around Garros final, really.
Did they play in Monte Carlo this year? No, he lost to Casper Ruud.
No. Steph hasn't beaten him since 2018. He was 2019. He was once 2-1 in that ahead in that matchup, but of course since then lost 10 times. But can you show the actual matches? Yeah. I'm interested how many times they actually played on clay. They had a pretty bit of a streak of playing on clay. I suppose. Yeah. Right, the two semifinals, the two matches at Roland Garros. Yeah, most of that has been relatively competitive, and yeah, we should not be looking at 2021 matches to judge Novak this year, or even judge Tsitsipas in a way. Although, of course, he's closer to his 2021 disposition than Novak is. But yeah, I don't think that's a good draw for Novak. I think that quarter is very up. Yeah, just very unclear who's gonna emerge out of it. I'm not sure I can put Fils quite on the same level as Tsitsipas, Djokovic, and maybe even Nadal, but well, he surely deserves a mention for being the most recent ATP 500 champion on clay and having defeated the world number 4.
Also for being French, maybe, because I mean, if they were that loud at Roland Garros at the Olympics, how will they be crazy? Will alcohol be banned again? What's gonna happen on site?
How many fans will there be from the other countries as well? Like how French will the crowd be compared?
Yeah,
to
you're right.
I actually don't know.
It's a complex ticketing situation. So
it is, yeah. I have no clue how French it will be, sort of percentage-wise, compared to the usual event at RG. So
yeah, you're right. It might be not in his favor, actually. Let's see if they'll get second-hand tickets, the French, just to support their players.
Yeah, and I think with that we might sort of arrive at the end of the show. I see that there's been a lot of people joining in today. Probably hoping to see the draw, and we were able to supply that for the most part. We are also able to talk about all the 5 draws, which probably most other channels and videos and stuff they won't really mention, the doubles and the mixed, but that's what you come here for. And today there's actually going to be a men's doubles stream on Talking Tennis as well. There's going to be a Wimbledon review and a look forward to the Olympics, of course, now with the draws involved.
Tomorrow, I think it's tomorrow, Damien. Tomorrow.
Oh, sorry, tomorrow. Yeah, sorry. Tomorrow then. That's an important correction. And so tune in for that as well. And of course, we'll be bringing you some Olympic action over the next week or so too. But as we mentioned yesterday or 2 days ago on a Twitter Spaces with Vansh, the actually most important events during next week are Washington, D.C., where Vansh will be, and Porto Challenger, when me and John will be. So it's unclear which one of the 3 is actually the most major. Gokal, what are you going to be watching the most?
Porto Challenger, definitely. I will just try to get you guys on the screen, and then but they have just one camera, so please sit accordingly. And then the Olympics.
It could have more. I don't remember where it was last year, but I imagine in Portugal the TV is going to be doing some rounds at least later in the week.
Yeah, it's a big challenge here, right? Then
it's at 125, and this year as a whole, there's also multi cameras from the ATP Challenger Tour at like 60-70 events, more or less. That's an estimation for now, but
nice.
That's the plan at least. So I don't know if Porto will be one of them. Koblenz, I think in February was the first.
But, so definitely Porto.
Yeah, we'll see.
And then Olympics.
Okay, yeah, that's a good lineup. That's a good hierarchy from you. Definitely. If Porto is first, I don't mind. If Porto is first, you can go watch.
I mean, I would have watched it even with more appetite if our Turkish Porto champion was there. But he's coming back from injury. Hopefully, he'll get a much better ranking in the
Yeah,
in
I
the near
forgot
future.
about the Alcaraz be like the Porto specialist who won the
Yes.
first 2 editions of that event and unfortunately lost last year for the
Yeah.
first time. He lost his Porto crown, but I'm sure he'll be back to regain it in 2025. And yeah, thank you, Gokalp. Thank you to everyone in the chat. And
Thank you.
we'll be seeing you over the course of the next week and over the course of the next month and over the course of the next year, because Talking Tennis is always going to be here. And yeah, see you guys.
Thank you.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.